And we're live. Okay. Hey everyone, glad to have you all here for today's webinar on a new deal launch. I know you've all been wondering about the new marketing automation platform that's been going around in the Saastronautics community. And as we all know, as businesses continue to grow, you'll need an even more in-depth explanation of your users' wants and needs in order to serve them better. Well, look no further because today here at Saastronautics, we're super thankful to have you all here with me and the founder of a platform that could help centralize your company's feedback and documentation. So this founder built this awesome platform called Cloudmattr, and we're super lucky to bring to Saastronautics on an exclusive deal. So without further ado, I'd like everyone to please give Aaron Jimenez a warm welcome. Here he is. Hi, Aaron.
Hey
How are
Shannon,
you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Do you have your water ready?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, I hope you do. All right, so everyone watching right now, please go check out the Cloud Matter deal up on our Saastronautics website right now. So I'll put the link in so that everyone can check it out. All right, let's just take a little bit of time to just put it out there so that they can see the link. There you go. It's up on the screen right now. That's the deal page. It's up and ready. So the deal is now up and live on our website, and we'll be sharing some more details and, of course, answering all your questions you may have for Aaron during this webinar. And also, don't forget to stay until the end of this webinar as we will be giving out the early bird discount code. So make sure to get your pen and paper ready and get comfortable as we'll have the presentation done by Aaron. So I'm giving the floor to you, Aaron. Go take it away.
Great. Yeah. It looks like here we have the deal. Yeah. So pretty much an overview of the product is it's a automation tool for marketing, but also for customer onboarding, customer engagement, anything like that, really. And obviously, part of it is the feedback, collecting feedback from the users, documentation for your product or business, and anything really that the whole point of the product is to join everything together to have a full um, suite that connects the customer and your business. So, for example, we have the boards that allow you to collect feedback or any ideas from internally or externally from your customers. We have the documentation to obviously document your product so that your users can more easily use your product business. We have the roadmap to keep your users up to date, and then obviously all that together is being joined by our, I guess you would call it the main product or feature, being the automation, the campaign automations. So, for example, we have some use cases here that allow you to like build onboarding flows, announcements for all your users, segmenting your users by any sort of dimensions. So, it really is a full suite there. So I guess that's the overview of the product. Some of the pain points, like I mentioned, one of them is being the onboarding and maybe client, like client relationship with users, marketing, obviously retargeting. If a user goes on your site and you want to like maybe push a campaign afterwards, based on the data you have collected, emails, any sort of like attributes on the user, you want to segment and target specific users. The way we have the feature that you can create segments based off the actions they actually do within your knowledge base. If you want to target users that uh, you know maybe gave a negative feedback for your knowledge base articles, maybe you want to reach out to them specifically. Maybe you want to have an audience that reaches out to people that are commenting or submitting ideas for your product or business. So it really is pretty integrated within itself, but also allows you to connect your, website or application using our client JavaScript library or server to server through the API. So those are kind of what really we're addressing is allowing you to collect or connect with your users through any path and get them when engaging with your business. So I guess I don't know if you have any questions or if I want to go through the site. That
Yeah, I think
helps.
that'd be great. That would be great,
Uh,
really, so that people can see, how it works and everything.
sure. Yeah. So I think I went over the overview. So here for the boards, for example, um, actually I can just actually go on the
Yeah,
application.
and the actual,
Yeah. Let me
yeah,
go to the application and that'll
yeah,
help a
it's
little bit
super
more.
tiny. Everyone needs
Yeah.
like magnifying glass.
Let me change the sharing.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Don't worry.
No, it won't let me. Okay, let me know when you can see my screen. Hopefully, pretty
Mm.
quickly. Um, that should be
Oh,
showing
there
now.
you go. All right,
Okay,
perfect.
perfect.
Great.
So for example, here you see the boards feature where people. If you're familiar with other platforms that allow you to submit feedback, it's very similar to that, where you can filter down by any sort of like status. We have, for example, here any feedback, comments, and all that kind of stuff. You can create a new submission. And then, on the back end, this is on the user side, obviously. In the back end, you'd be able to like manage all these features and prioritize them, build it, and then from here you could be able to tag them, maybe a completed, and this is a feature request, for example. Then all this together, you'd be able to like build roadmaps, which is where we go here, and you can start organize them in a way that your business works. These stages are fully customizable within the application. So these are just the default ones that we have, but you can definitely reorganize them, rename them, and create new ones. If you wanted to have a step roadmap, you easily could. So it's definitely fully um, customizable there. So this is kind of the boards and the roadmap that kind of work together.
Hmm.
Um, and then the third part, the is the knowledge base right now. If for example we have the developer documentation here, you know, we go here for the documentation. It's a bunch of developer stuff here. We go back, we can.
Hmm.
So this is obviously in the user side. Um, Building out documentation, being able
Hmm.
to like guide your user from one page to the next one with these next and previous sections, table of contents
Hmm.
being generated automatically. So that's kind of like the the base overview of the thing. If we go to
Yeah.
sorry, uh,
Don't worry. He's always
he's
excited to join the
yeah,
stream.
getting through the door. So if we go on the application side, maybe I can use show the back end of it. Um, Yeah, this is not letting me change it. So I have to stop it
Sure.
again.
No worries.
Um,
Maybe it's something to say about Cloudmattr. That's really
yeah,
it. I know it.
yes, that is definitely it.
You said it's
Okay,
great.
there we go. Okay, so
Okay, got it.
there we go. So this is one of the things that I think we're working on the reporting analytics right now
Okay.
to add more features to it. But this is the dashboard, and you can start seeing the breakdown of all your status of your submissions. As you can see, what really you're getting done, all the events that you're tracking. For example, we're tracking a lot of the obviously interactions within Cloudmattr application,
Yeah.
and this is kind of what helps you like build the audiences or the segments within the campaigns feature. And this is a
Hmm.
breakdown of when your users are more active, if you're tracking everything through the API or the JavaScript library.
Hmm.
For us, we're using both. Um, it's server to server, and then some of it is also just using a JavaScript library within Google Tag Manager. Um, so if we go here, we can start seeing that the events that are being tracked. Like I mentioned, some of the it's passing any properties.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of where we can go more into more detail where we have these properties. But if you're familiar with Google Analytics and custom dimensions,
Mhm.
it's very similar to that. Where user can have different properties, um, or custom dimensions like age, gender, occupation, anything like that, role.
Yeah.
And events have properties as well. Like if a purchase event will have revenue, um, and, anything like that. Really, a revenue, quantity,
Mhm.
anything like that. So that it would be more of e-commerce type of thing. But it could be a lead submission, could be an event with the property of um, maybe page or URL where they actually
Mhm.
submitted the lead, or if it's a industry type of lead, if you're getting context for a documentation that they have. So it's really very customizable. It's very generic, so it lets you do whatever you want and track whatever you want the way you want it. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I guess one of the things I guess that's kind of the majority of the things that I'm kind of covering. I can do one example of like the onboarding flow we currently have for Cloudmattr. So here, for example, we have a direct campaign that is a user flow from one stage to the next one.
Mhm.
Obviously, for example, you can see here, I'll do that whenever they become a new user when they sign up. If you can see here on the sign
Mhm.
up, it'll trigger the campaign, and then the messages will start kind of flowing in. The segment is all users, so I want all users, but excluding people that are not subscribers.
Mhm.
So, for example, here I have that the welcome email that comes out 2 minutes after they sign up. The it'll it it ha, We support liquid templating. So if I open this up, this is a plain text email that it'll send 2 minutes. We support all different types of time units, I guess you can call them, minutes, hours, days, so whatever you want. And
Mhm.
then we also support something that just came out actually last night, where we can skip events. For example, if you start a flow and you have one of the emails or one of the messages is like, learn how to set up a board. Um,
Mhm.
but let's say we have a board created here. That then if the user when they enter the campaign and in the middle of it they created a board, it wouldn't really make sense to send them another message saying how to set up a board. So then
Yeah.
now it would just skip it and go to the next stage, and that
Mhm.
way that I think that avoids a little bit of meaningless emails being used,
Mhm.
and it's a little bit more personal that you didn't bother you at least bothered to check did they do something already, and if they did,
Yeah.
then why send it out.
Yeah.
So in the subject, like I said, we have the liquid templates and subject line, and then from here, you can do whatever you want here with plain text.
Mhm.
We support plain text and HTML builder, so you can
Okay.
add your own HTML templates and build that campaign that way if you want,
Mhm.
or you can use plain text like I'm doing here. And then another thing that actually came out last night is testing emails. So you can just click on here,
Okay.
drop down, and then see. Oh, I want to see if I have a 20 users, or if 100 users, I can just pick one and then send it to myself to see what it would
Yeah.
look like if it was delivered to them. So
Yeah.
that's right there, and you just click it, and then you'll receive it in your email. Um, so that's kind of how it looks like. And again, we have the HTML emails and the plain text emails. I won't go into like building an entire email here, but so here, and then you can drag and you can reorder them if you want to test out different subject, different orders of your onboarding. And I
Yeah.
we do have plans to set up A/B testing in the future, so you can like set up one campaign and test it out and see which one performs better. But
Mhm.
right now we don't support that yet. Um, so I think that kind of, and I can show like the different types that we have, since so we have the direct campaigns that I kind of just went over, and then you can
Yeah.
also exclude certain days to be delivered. If let's, for example, you want to have a campaign that's only on business days, you would just uncheck Saturday and Sunday. If you want to have conversion, rates being calculated, you pick the goal that you really want. You don't have to; it's optional. And then you have the recurring campaigns. These are the ones that are like it will just keep repeating every single time.
Yeah.
Maybe, for example, if you miss a payment, you'll get an email every time, every month if they miss a payment, or let's say if they did something like maybe if they're reaching their limits on their usage for the month, maybe you want to say, hey, you're at 75% capacity, uh, you know, upgrade
Yeah.
to or buy your new product that has more
Yeah.
capacity or something like that. And then the
For that,
announcements.
oh,
Oh,
sorry.
good.
Sorry, I wanted to ask, because with that kind of platform, how do you prevent spamming, or maybe like when it goes to the email, it might be detected as spam? Is there a
Sure.
way?
So yeah, so everyone is using their own domain uh,
Okay.
to send out the email. So for example, here I can just name it whatever, and then from here, I can open that up actually right now. So yeah, you'll see here that it's me, and then the
Yeah.
domain is Cloudmattr. So now we just go to the actual site, and then just
Hmm.
to, real quick, so since I'm going to change pages, and the announcement is very simple. You're sending a one-time message to whatever segment you want, if it's all users or if it's a new feature announcement for the highest plan that you have, or for whatever you want to do really with the segments. But that's that's the announcement. So very very
Yeah.
straightforward there. So yeah, I can go
Okay.
here and the side, and then we have the senders and the domain. So I can go to the
Hmm.
senders, and that's really the emails that are allowed to send out emails from your domain.
Okay.
So if
Yeah.
I click here on new sender, I can add a whatever email it is, name it. Like I have for mine, I have Aaron from Cloudmattr.
Hmm.
You do whatever you want, and then it'll send them an email to their email, and it'll require people to verify it. Obviously, that's why it'll stays pending, and it'll take about an hour to 6 hours to really you know ping it and check that it's verified. And this is
Yeah.
we're using Amazon SES to do all
Hmm.
this, so it'll be an Amazon email. And then so that's one thing that we're required to. So obviously it's like you're using your own domain, your own email, so it's not affecting everyone else.
Yeah.
The other thing is we have the campaign domain. So this is actually verifying it with your your DNS,
Hmm.
Cloudflare or whatever you're using. I won't open it up because it'll show my information, but it'll when you create it, it'll actually I could probably just make a new one. So let's go with I don't know um, Tesla.com. Sorry, Tesla.com, and then domain, and it'll say pending. We view, and then you'll set this up in your DNS.
Hmm.
And again, it'll take a while for it to verify, and then once it's verified, it'll say verified here, and then it'll be available to be used in your campaigns when you're creating them. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so I'll just delete this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Does
Hmm.
that can help?
Yeah, it does. It does. Because I was just
Okay.
wondering, maybe, sometimes it's detected as spam. There's a lot of messages that go in, emails that go every day.
Yeah, and again, that's really up to your domain, right?
Yeah,
Like, so
exactly.
that's the whole point, right? If your domain is healthy, you're not spamming, then
Yeah,
obviously it won't land in spam. If it
of
is,
course.
then obviously it's on your domain, but it won't affect other users within the
Yeah,
application, and that's the
yeah,
reason. So you cannot send emails without doing this. It just will not. It's just not supported. Um, so and that's the point is to avoid that if one person is
true.
dragging down the entire you know account
Yeah.
being used. Yeah. And another thing is we do allow you to use your own SMTP. So if you wanted to, you can go here in the workspace settings, and
Hmm.
you go here and you enable it SMTP, and then you just add your information, and
Mm-hmm.
then it'll work off of that. If you want to have your own SES and then your dedicated IP, you can do that here.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the statuses for the roadmaps if you want to move them
Oh,
around. Yeah. So let's see. I mean, here again, we support custom and branded domains. Branded domain meaning just using our subdomain. So if you want to have,
mm-hmm.
Saastronautics.cloudmattr.com, or if you want to actually use, customer portal dot cloud Saastronautics.com, you can also do
Mm-hmm.
that. Here, you just check it, you enter it, and then you'll do the DNS settings to support that. And you can see that in the documentation if you just click on here, and it doesn't follow the click. So yeah, it'll be in the documentation there.
Yeah.
Again, here you can customize the board stages, your GA. Um, we support. You can add your property ID or your stream ID for GA4, and then it'll automatically embed GA and track your users that way
Mm-hmm.
that are visiting your whatever the URL you have for the board.
Yeah.
Um, and then here, navigation color is the top bar that's
Mm-hmm.
shown to your users. So you can change that. You can change the logo and the favicon. And then for the
Mm-hmm.
default page, it's really the page that whenever let's say it's astronautics.cloudmattr.com, it'll redirect them to whatever page you want. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to focus more on the knowledge base, or if you want to focus more on the features or submissions, or whatever you want to do, you can change that
Mm-hmm.
as well. Um, I guess I'm going through the settings, but yeah, the API keys is very simple, and I'd rather not click and show my
Your
API keys, but
information.
yeah. And then for managing members, it's again we support unlimited users, so you can invite
Mm-hmm.
your team, and so they can work within your
Mm-hmm.
workspace. Um, I think the other ones I already kind of went over, and
Yeah.
then notifications is like if you want to enable or disable these things coming through,
Yeah.
or through Slack. We also support Slack right now for the
Oh,
integration,
okay,
so you
cool.
can get updates from people submitting
Yeah.
things in your board, or if people are voting on like upvoting or
Yeah.
downvoting in your knowledge base, so you can get notifications that way too.
That's cool.
So I think that
I think
covers
that pretty much.
most of it. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, the segments. I think if you're familiar with Facebook audiences or any other
Mm-hmm.
email marketing platform, if
Okay.
everyone supports really use segments where you can use an attribute of the user if you want, like for example, we track how many workspaces a user has. If you want to have like someone that's a super user that has greater than 10, um, like I said, more than 10 workspaces, if they have a lot of businesses that are managing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very flexible there. And once you add
Mm-hmm.
them, when you set them up, it'll automatically start populating here. And the same thing if you
Mm-hmm.
want to have people, you want to make a segment of people that, perform some sort of event. If they've, you know, invited a user, these are all tests. These are all events for our platform, but for our
Mm-hmm.
workspace. But obviously,
Yeah.
if you have whatever your business has, you track all the events. They'll all start showing up here, and
Mm-hmm.
again with their conditions and their the properties and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that kind of
I think you
covers it. I
explained it
think
really well, yeah. But
yeah.
I
Oh,
think it's really great. Everything is kind of just, everything is centralized, and I like how this can be really super useful for people maybe in sorry, cars beeping, in the e-commerce world, and just seeing everything, like especially with the data and analytics that you guys put out. I think another thing that people want to go into is maybe the pricing structure for Cloud Matter.
sure.
Would
Yeah.
that
Let
be
me
fine?
change the
Yeah,
page. Let me change
yeah.
again the screen. Uh,
All right.
All right, I think that's the one. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Okay,
There you go.
perfect.
All right.
Cool. So it's pretty simple, I think, pretty straightforward. All features are included. Here, I'll
Mm-hmm.
just go here. All features are included, and they're right here. So it's the roadmaps, knowledge base, all that kind of stuff, the campaigns, and then really the differences between each plan is how many tracked users you get and how many emails per month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the this plan it looks like it's 1,000, 5,000, 50,000, and the oh that's the third or fourth one, and then Plan C. So yeah, I think that the difference is just how many users are supported for um,
Okay. All
each
right.
plan.
All right. That's great. Okay. I see that, it's the price is within reach as well with everything. It's centralized. Can see that people will really want to go into this and, invest in Cloudmatter because I think it's a great platform.
Yeah, I hope so.
It is. It is.
I agree.
It really is. You should be agreeing. All right. So I have some questions here that are ready for you. You want to take a drink of water first before answering
Oh yeah,
questions?
let me get ready. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Wait, while you do that, I also do it too. All right. Tell me when you're ready and we'll
Well, let's go.
carry on with the questions. All right. Okay, so the first question is what was your thought process when creating this platform, Cloud Matter?
Well, really, it came out of my own need. Working with a lot of businesses in the past in a
Mm-hmm.
consulting side, and always having to look for, oh, let me find this platform that I'm gonna use, and then try to like get it to adjust for how do we automate the this part of things, and then make sure it sends here, and then
Mm-hmm.
how are we gonna like activate it if this happens. So for example,
Yeah.
a lot of that is like, well, yeah, sure, you can use Zapier, and we have a Zapier already integration set up.
Mm-hmm.
uh, so you can send users directly from whatever source into Cloud Matter, and then start the campaigns from there.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you need like a very it's from the customer side of things, you want to have all that data in one place. When people are like,
Yeah.
you want to know, are people, seeing your knowledge base or your documentation? Are they not liking it? Why aren't they liking it? Reaching out to them, what happened? Or sending them a notification that you want to, you have a new feature, and which people should you send that to? Is it the
Mm-hmm.
people that are very happy? Is it the people that have, expressed a negative feeling towards whatever feature that you've had? Maybe you want to get really deep and say, I want to reach out to people that have upvoted this submission that is for a new feature that is text text campaigns. Um, and you want to only target those people and send an email to them,
Mm-hmm.
because the boards is already integrated within your email platform, or
Yeah.
your customer engagement platform. You can easily do that, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to. So it's the whole point is to make it very joined uh, with itself, so that you can say, oh, this happened here. Let me use the data and use it
Yeah.
in the campaign side of things, which I think is has been, in my experience, important for businesses to do.
Yeah, I know that's really important because I mean, with businesses, what really matters is, customer engagement and knowing what they want in order to build a better product and a better
Yeah.
service. So, it's really important. I'm really glad, especially when I saw like the analytics and the data part. That's great. Another question that we have up here is, what were the problems you faced while building Cloud Matter?
None. It was easy. No.
Ah,
Let's see. What are the problems? Let me think. Huh.
see, he's
Um.
confident with Cloud Matter, guys. Go
Yeah.
get it
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Nothing's not. That's a good one. I'm stuck on that one. I think it's just like what to build first. I guess
Yeah,
prioritize it, and that's kind of obviously one part of it is that we have the roadmap, this so
yeah.
people can submit their ideas, and then from my end, where the product is meant to go is like prioritize all that kind of stuff
Yeah.
and make sure to build the right things rather than just building things that no one really wants.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of been a tough part of what do we do first, and then what can wait. I think that's sometimes a problem where you can just keep
Mhm.
building and building and building, and then people are only using 10% of your product,
Yeah.
which obviously that all that work that is being done and wasted could have been used in better places. So yeah, the goal is yeah. So I think one of the things that's tough for me is that it was tough. At the beginning is like, okay, well, what do we build first? And then what
Yeah.
do we build now and in the future? Is always
Yeah.
tough to answer. But hopefully, with with the product and the features that we have, it can help us collect the information, the feedback, and then build on it.
Mm, I see. So was it the prioritizing things for you guys and which one to start with regarding the
Yeah,
feedback from people
yeah,
too?
because there's so many things that we
Yeah.
can do, and
Yeah.
it's just tough. What do people want first?
Yeah. But we love it. I mean, you said that, what do they want? You'll give it to them. So you guys see,
Yeah.
Cloud Matter is great. All right. So my next question is, um, what is your vision for Cloud Matter?
Uh, so I guess make it one of the things that I want is to make sure to cover all places that a user or a customer you can engage with. One of
Mm-hmm.
the ideas is like a very it's right now and not in development yet, but it's one of the early ideas that we have is for enabling text campaigns
Mm,
in addition to just email
the email.
that we have right
Yeah.
now. So I think that's one of the other things that you can mix in your customer engagement or your marketing campaigns.
Yeah.
Additionally, on top of that, we are already working on in-app campaigns, so we can
Mm-hmm.
send out notifications not just in email but within the app. And then the future is really to start enabling also um, in-app campaigns as well, where we have
Yeah.
a flow where you have where you can again to engage them in another way
Yeah.
rather than just email. So I think that one of the things that is important is to make sure we cover all these different avenues where you can connect the user. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that that's one of the visions that I have.
Yeah, really with engagement, because I understand like how some people there are some countries that they don't really communicate via email. Like sometimes they also have they text. A lot of them use like text campaigns. So that's
Yeah.
great. I'm really looking forward to this. Is there a major feature that you want people to use, or you think people will really appreciate from Cloud Matter?
Hmm. Can you say that again? That's
Okay. What is the major feature that you want people to use, or the feature from Cloud Matter that you think people will really appreciate?
since I keep talking about it, I would say the behavioral campaigns.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the main glue between all the different features.
Yeah.
And so I think that in again, I've mentioned all the things that we want to do with the campaigns and using the existing data you'll have and the data that will come from either your website or your application, and then putting it all together so you can act on
Yeah.
it. And then
Yeah.
like I said, using the emails and many other um, formats to communicate with the user, I think is the main feature that we want to like really focus on.
All right, okay. So I guess you've explained everything. I think my last question for you would be, as the founder of Cloud Matter, what is your favorite feature from Cloud Matter?
Uh, I would
You can say
say it's
everything, don't worry.
yeah, the whole thing is my favorite. I would say again, it would be the campaigns since I see a lot of value in
Hmm.
not just using it, but having the very deep personalization it supports and it will support. For example, one of the things that was recently added this week is allowing you to set up these with liquid templates. With templating,
Oh
obviously,
yeah.
is the really what makes personalization possible. is
Mm-hmm.
allowing you to say, for example, if someone acts on an event, for example, they clicked on a link and you want to say, hey, I noticed you clicked on the menu button. We allow you to chain that logic so that you can say, so
Mm-hmm.
you can pull the event data, the properties and all that you sent, and then using that within an event, within a message.
Mm-hmm.
um, I haven't really used anything that does support that. um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's very, very powerful that it allows you to personalize that to that level.
Mm-hmm.
um, so I think that like again, I want to get as detailed as possible so that it allows the flexibility to be very generic. If someone just really wants to send out just notifications to other users, or to get
Mm-hmm.
really, really deep and detailed with their segments, to be really targeted in who they contact and the
Yeah.
messaging behind it. So obviously, you can, like I said, as general as you want, or as detailed and as targeted as you want as well.
Yeah. So it's really up to like your own like customization for all of
Yeah,
this. That's great. Actually, I've got a few comments. They're not really on questions, but I think you'd appreciate them. I can't see the names, but this one is whoa. Those awesome features at an affordable price. Amazing. Oh, that's cute.
right.
And then next up, we have from Julia de Guzman. Oh, I know her. Cloud
Mhm.
Matter sounds very interesting. Oh, okay. All
Thank you.
right. I've got. Do you have anything else that people might feel, that people can look forward to with Cloud Matter? I mean, I know they're all interested in Cloud Matter right now, but is there something that they should be keeping their tabs open for?
Yeah, I think it kind of hinted at it. One of the things that I have, um, you know, in the higher priority is the texting functionality. Right
Yeah.
now, we only support email, so one of the things is texting, and most like like allowing you to use your own, like Twilio,
Mm-hmm.
for so you can send out as many as you want. Um, the other thing is, I think, tours, product
Mm-hmm.
tours and checklists is for onboarding your users. I think that's another thing that is planned. More analytics and reporting. I think that's a really important one to be able to break down the data and say,
Yeah.
um, based off of this attribute. Let's say my conversion rate, based off for a certain goal, by the um, you know pro, title of the user, if they are, or the gender, if you are really collecting that,
Yeah.
whatever you are using, breaking down the data by that. That's a little bit more of a long term, because
Yeah.
it'll require a lot of work on that one. But again, everything that we have and want to have in the future, all being data driven and having some sort of analytics or reporting on it.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that's really important. And I mean, there's a few other things, but those are like more down the line, and
Yeah. Don't
it'll
worry.
it'll
I
take
mean, at
some time
least
to get to it. Yeah,
don't worry. At least people know that there's a lot of things to stay to look forward to with Cloud Matter, and this platform is really it can do so much, and for the people that have stayed till the end right now, I know that you all been waiting for this early bird discount code. So as promised, it's Cloud Matter 10. Don't worry, I'll put up in the screen for in a few seconds, but this is the early bird discount code for 10% off. And of course, this will only be running for 2 weeks, so make sure to grab it while it's hot. Only for 2 weeks, guys, and it's going to be on the screen for maybe like 5 seconds. I'll give it 5 seconds so you guys can get your heart racing to get this code. All right. So thank you so much, Aaron. Before we end this webinar, I'd like to ask, do you have any advice for people, or maybe, what's the perfect mindset for people who are wanting to go in this industry or in this industry and are having maybe a challenging time?
um, what you mean, like, people getting started with the application?
Oh, I mean, any advice really, like for people who are in this industry.
um I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not understanding the question.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's any maybe like what's your advice for people who are maybe in your particular industry? or in this LTD industry overall?
Um, I guess uh, I'm not sure, honestly. I forget. I maybe it's because it's late on my end. I'm not getting it. Sorry.
Don't worry. Okay, it's okay. Don't worry. Oh wait, I think I've got a question. Oh, they like to pop up towards the end, don't they? Here. Is the chat widget available?
Um, not right now.
Okay, but that's something to look
Yeah.
forward to. So don't worry. Whoever asked the question that, he said not right now. So if there are any more questions, you can, feel free to shoot them over at Aaron towards for Aaron, because I'm pretty sure he'll be more than happy to answer your
Sure.
questions.
Yes.
But right now it's late for Aaron, guys. I'm really thankful that he took the time to, share Cloudmattr with all of us. And of course, this is an exclusive dual deal. Wow, it's morning and my brain's not working. All right, but thank you so much, Aaron, for your time today. I can't wait to hear more from you and Cloudmattr. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. And of course, Aaron, thank you. I hope you're having a great night and see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Bye.